Welcome to another book talk video. It's Sci-Fi Sunday. I saw that there was a film coming out called The Martian, and I found out that it was based on a novel that had been released in 2014 by Crown Publishing. The novel is also called The Martian, written by Andy Weir. What's interesting though is that Andy Weir originally self-published the novel. It was just such an amazing concept. The idea that this astronaut is part of a crew on Mars as they are leaving in an emergency situation with this huge storm that's happening with dust swirling all around them. He is injured, his system is disconnected, they believe that he is dead, and so the crew leaves him behind. But he isn't dead. And then we have the story of Mark Watney, this character who is both a botanist and an engineer trying to survive. I highly recommend the story. I give it 5 stars out of 5. I believe that if you have not seen the movie, that you should read the book and then watch the film. There is great joy to be found in seeing how this story was taken from Matt Weir's novel and then turned into a screenplay by Drew Goddard, who many of you might know as one of the guys who used to work on shows like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He worked with Joss Whedon, and he also worked with J.J. Abrams on his shows like Lost, and then he's been working on films as well. I remember when Joss Whedon got busy making Avengers movies that Drew Goddard stepped up to do The Cabin in the Woods. He's really talented, and he figured out that you didn't need to change the novel very much. I don't want to give you spoilers, but basically he just made the pacing a little better, and then for the big finale at the end, increased the personal relationship part of it. Other than that, you actually get the story of the novel in the film, and I was so impressed by that because I really enjoyed the novel, and thus I really enjoyed the film as well. I think it's really rare for us to actually get film adaptations that are so close to the source material. For whatever reason, Hollywood likes to change the story so much, adding in characters that didn't exist, making composite characters and doing all that, but there wasn't much to improve upon with this science fiction story. There's a lot of fun with the character, even though it's a serious situation. Mark Watney survives with humor, making little jokes in his logs. He has to figure out how to grow the food, so it is very much a story about potatoes. You will not believe how much you can learn about botany and potatoes by reading this book. And I will say one of the criticisms that some people had was they felt that some parts of the book were just too technical, which is one of the reasons why the film has less of the technical stuff in it. It kind of breezes over some of that so that the pacing goes by faster for it, and I completely understand that, but I enjoy having a lot of science in the science fiction. There's also a great moral issue in this story. Once the people on Earth and the crew that is still in the ship trying to return to Earth realize that they have left a man behind who is alive, they have to decide what to do about it. Do you spend an unfathomable amount of money, we're talking hundreds of millions of dollars, and risk the lives and safety of the crew that is in space to try and save that one guy? It's a really interesting question that they have to deal with. And then in making that decision, I think the film did a really nice job of showing the crew's dilemma of some of them are military officers, and if they go against what the people back on Earth are telling them, they could not only destroy their careers, but they could be court-martialed. They could be dishonorably discharged from the military. So there are a lot of issues for the characters to deal with, though the narrative mostly focuses on Matt Damon's character, Mark Watney, and it is so much fun to watch him problem solve time and time again as he encounters problem after problem after problem, and I think it's great because it feels so realistic. The science, I don't know whether it's really accurate or not. A lot of people said that it was accurate, but since I'm not a scientist, the best I can tell you is as a reader of science fiction, it felt very real as he deals with not only the food issue, but the air supply and the water, and the fact that he's using materials that were not meant to last as long as he's using them with repeated see it used over and over again. There's a great deal of suspense as well as the philosophical and scientific element. Obviously, I highly recommend it. I hope that you will enjoy the book and or the film in whatever order that you end up deciding to take them in. Every day is a good day for a book talk. Peace.